I'm attorney Stephen Rue, and today we're going to talk about domestic violence and domestic abuse and how to fill out a petition for protection from abuse, which is one of these forms, which is a standardized form that you could find at the Louisiana Supreme Court website on the internet. You can get one at the clerk of court's office, at a district courthouse, or a local family law attorney that deals in domestic abuse can help you fill out one of these forms. In this tutorial today, I'm going to help you learn what is in these forms and how to fill one out. Please know that once this is filed, you're going to need to be prepared to have a hearing in the future with regard to your allegations of domestic abuse. And at that hearing, it's important that you bring any material witnesses and any evidence. Evidence includes photographs, videos, recordings, medical records, which I recommend be certified medical records if possible, police reports, certified police reports. Get the police officers there, subpoena any witnesses that you need, because judges generally don't look at letters and affidavits. They want live people to testify as to what occurred at the events surrounding the domestic violence and the domestic abuse. So please make sure that you have all of your witnesses, all your exhibits ready at the time of the hearing before the judge. So we're about to start this tutorial. I'm going to put on my reading glasses and I'm going to help you go through each and every part of this petition. It says petition for protection from abuse. You fill out your name as the petitioner if you're the person who is accusing the other party of domestic abuse, the name of the person who has committed the domestic abuse, and then you fill out your name and the date of birth, whether you're filing it just on your behalf or also on behalf of minor children. If so, fill out the minor children's names and their date of birth and their relationship to you. Also, there's an area for an incompetent, that's someone that you're taking care of who is unable to take care of themselves and deemed to be incompetent. Also, you could ask that the court keep your address confidential, or you could place your address on this sheet in paragraph 2, and also the addresses of the minor children. On paragraph 3 is the name of the alleged abuser, as well as the parish that the person lives in and the address for the alleged abuser of the domestic abuse. Paragraph 4 in this uniform petition states your marital domicile. That means your permanent address of where you were living, or the household in which you're living, what parish these are in, the parish in which is the residential or primary domicile, which is the permanent residence of the defendant, the parish where the abuse occurred, or where the protected person resides or is permanently residing or domiciled, what parish that's in. Then in paragraph 5, you state whether you're a current or former spouse related as to the defendant, whether you live together, whether you were in intimate relationships with that person, whether or not there's a child's stepchild or foster child, if you are if the protected person is in fact a stepchild or a child of the defendant, the relationship of the child to the former intimate partner, a current or former dating partner, a parent, step-parent, foster parent, grandparent, or grandchild. That's identifying the protected person's relationship to the defendant. Number 4 is indicating whether or not you have a petition for divorce, whether it's pending or not, and whether there's a suit for custody or an order of custody in place with regard to any protected minor child. Number 7 is it's asking for you to check if the protected person and the defendant have children in common. Chapter 8 paragraph 8 is extremely important insofar as it deals with the petitioner, the person who is accusing the other person of abuse, saying whether or not the defendant abused the protected persons in the following manner. And you could check all of these which apply. Slap protected person, punch protected person, choke protected person, shove protected person, kick protected person, stalk protected person, threaten protected person with bodily harm, threaten protected person's life, threaten protected person with a weapon, sexually abuse protected person, abuse petitioner's children or alleged incompetent, and other. And then B on paragraph 8 is extraordinarily important, is where you would actually put the date of the most recent incident of abuse that the petitioner, that is the person who is claiming to be abused, where it with the month, date, and year that it happened, and then to provide a narrative here on this page, and it goes on to the next page, as to what actually happened. You should be extremely specific as to what occurred. And it gives you more room on this sheet to add more information. And then it asks for past incidents of abuse. That's what you would want to put here. Quite often there's not enough time or space rather to put everything that you want to put on here. So the best thing to do is say, please see attached Exhibit A, please see attached Exhibit B, etc., as to whether the current or past incidences need more sheets, and you literally add that to what you file. And then paragraph 9 goes on to things that are very self-explanatory. It's the relief that you want. You want relief from prohibiting the defendant from abusing, harassing, assaulting, stalking, following, tracking, monitoring, threatening protected persons. It goes on to asking the person not to be within 100 yards of the person's residence, 100 to stay away from their place of employment or school, things such as that. And so you just go down and check all of the various things that are applicable over these next sheets. Please, when in doubt, check these things and fill them out, and it'll be up to the judge to determine whether or not to grant these things. Here in paragraph 10, you're going to be checking whether or not you're asking for child support, spousal support, professional counseling, or court-monitored domestic abuse intervention programs for the alleged abuser, payment of court costs and attorney's fees, evaluation fees, witnesses, etc. You want to check all of those things that are applicable, and also check the same things in the prayer, and then of course sign it, and then provide the name of the defendant again, the name of the alleged abuser, and places where that person can be served. That's very important that you fill that out, because if the sheriff's department in Louisiana cannot serve the defendant, that when you go to court, you're going to have to ask for a continuance, and this is that's extraordinarily important. Here's an affidavit of verification for which the person who is accusing someone of abusing them in some fashion needs to verify that the contents of what they put in there is true or correct, and then it has to be notarized. There are often notaries at the courthouse. If not, you should of course go to a family law attorney to assist you. What's also important is attached to here is the actual order of protection. There are two ways you want to fill in as much information as you can as to the identifiers of the defendant: the sex, race, date of birth, height, weight, color of eyes, hair, social security, driver's license number, state of driver's license, expiration date, and the defendant's address. Now, you may not know all of this, but try to fill it out as much as humanly possible. And then go ahead, have the clerk of court or someone at the district court's office to review all of these documents for you, and then file them. What will happen is that there will be a judge will review your pleadings, a petition for protection from abuse, and then decide whether or not it merits on its face a temporary restraining order. You very well may have a temporary restraining order as a result of this, or it may simply be set for a hearing. Either way, it will be set for a hearing in a relatively short period of time. What I've just provided is not legal advice for any particular party, so please know that. And laws do change, so please check with a competent family lawyer in Louisiana or wherever, whatever jurisdiction you happen to be in. But if you're filling out a petition for protection from abuse, I wish you the very best. And I strongly suggest that you try to seek legal counsel if you can't afford it. If not, there are many domestic abuse phone numbers that you can call by simply looking on the internet, and safe houses that you can go to protect yourself and your children. I wish you the very best. God bless. I'm Attorney Stephen Rue. You can always reach me at 504-529-5000. Have a good day.